So today we are going to be testing new and improved Air65 2. The main difference on this one is they have upgraded the canopy. So we have a new canopy mount system. We have upgraded ESCs, so that means it can push way more power. More power, baby. They have changed the flight controller slightly, so now we have plugs. We have plugs on the Air series. They are an option, so it's not going to be something that is on every single board, but if you are new to the hobby and you don't want to solder, you're afraid of soldering, you can put plugs into the inserts and fly away. If you damage one, you can just take one off, plug one in, no big deal. That tends to be something that happens a lot with the Air series. I don't know how many times when I first started, got upset because I didn't know how to solder and I broke a motor wire or it came undone and I wasn't able to fix it. So Babu bought another one and another one and another one and another one, and that's why I have so many boxes of Air 65 and 75s. We'll show you the flight controller here. They have made it a little different of a shape. It is not a like triangle or diamond board anymore, or the full square like you see on the new 5-in-1. They took the piece of the chip that basically like screws into the grommet and removed it. So now there's only 3 points of contact, which should help when you bang it around and the camera hits the flight controller. So when the camera hits the flight controller, you get the infamous 5-in-1 VTX issue or ELRS issue. Not good, not fun, especially if you just bought it. So without further ado, let's get to testing. Okay, we're gonna test for yaw wash and a couple other things on this pack. I'm inside the mall, so I don't really want to make too much noise, but we do have some height to play with here. So let's go straight up and we're gonna drop to 0 throttle. And then we're just gonna bounce it back. If you saw, there was literally like 0 prop wash right there from that drop. Let's do it one more time. 0 prop wash. Okay, so let's orbit this pole, or column, really. We're gonna orbit the column. And then we're gonna go this way, and then we're gonna orbit this column. Wow, it feels super smooth. So the only thing I've done is change the rates on this drone. That's really all I wanted to do for this test, just because, I mean, they just made this, so why not test it the way it came? I don't really have a example with my other pid tune because it's stock as well. I don't really mess with those things. I just kind of keep them the way they are unless something's really bugging me out, or I swap it to a carbon frame. So keep that in mind when you watch Babu on Instagram, because I leave things the way they are most of the time. Let's go this way. We're going to stay out of the actual mall area. Hit a yaw spin. Let's go up here. I'm pretty sure I can get through there. That front flip though. Can we Matty flip it? Trippy spins on the new Air65 2. That's cool looking. Wow, okay. Little rough on the on the exit, but that was a good pack. Okay, wow, so that feels really good. My first little side notes are gonna be that this thing rocks heavy. 30,000 kV motors, keep that in mind. I always run a few tests on whoops when I get them, just because I want to feel how they are going to perform when I try the tricks I like to do. So I run it through a test where I hover straight and then drop it straight down from a considerable height, and then make sure it doesn't get any weird prop wash or vibrations. Sometimes it's just due to not tightening up all the screws or anything. So really make sure that you keep a little spare screwdriver with you, and when you're out and about, you can just tighten that stuff up and keep it on point. So test number 2 is I like to just do some orbits and see how it feels when changing direction and just keeping a steady circle around an object. And then the other thing is like, how does it perform with direction change and fast maneuvers? So the next thing we're going to test is we're going to zip around some of these columns. I'm going to make sure no one is coming so that is safe. But we're going to zip around some columns and do some zigzags and slaloms and see what that feels like. All right, we are recording and we're good to go. All right, so we're going to test the maneuverability on the Air65 II just a little bit. We're going to do some quick zippies. We're going to go around and try to orbit these things. Let's stay low so we don't freak people out. We're going to go around this, around this one, around the pole. Go around this pole, around this pole, around the plant. Oh, and we crash. Okay, so crash flip is good to go. All right, let's go back. Oh no, angle mode horizon. All right, so that feels really good. I get a little bit of the prop wash jerkiness with that, which I don't really appreciate. So I might have to check that out. But sometimes things like battery position really put a damper on your movement. So it's good to check and make sure that your battery has a good fit in the battery tray before you start yeeting the drone around. All right, it is time to come back. Wow, that was fun. Okay. All right, so after those couple of tests, I've gotten kind of used to it. Let's put a freestyle pack in.
Na festa do fim de semana, só rolê bom. Ela chega e desencana com passo bem solto. Passo bem solto. Passo bem solto. Na festa do fim de semana, vai me parar. 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 Vai me parar.
Enquanto parede, vai, vai, vai. Enquanto parede, enquanto parede, vai, vai. Enquanto parede.
Na festa do fim de semana, só rolê bom. Ela chega e desencana com passo bem solto. Passo bem solto. Passo bem solto. Na festa do fim de semana, vai me parar. 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 Na festa do fim de semana. Na festa do fim de semana, só rolê bom. Ela chega e desencana com passo bem solto. Passo bem solto. Passo bem solto. Na festa do fim de semana. Na festa do fim de semana, só rolê bom. Ela chega e desencana com passo bem solto. Passo bem solto. Passo bem solto. Na festa do fim de semana, vai me parar. 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 Vai me parar.
Enquanto parede, vai, vai, vai. Enquanto parede, enquanto parede, vai, vai, vai. Enquanto parede.
Na festa do fim de semana, só rolê bom. Ela chega e desencana com passo bem solto. Passo bem solto. Passo bem solto. Na festa do fim de semana, vai me parar. 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 Vai me parar.
So we took a few crashes. We did a lot of different kind of drills and testing, and we flew the crap out of this thing in the mall. I don't know how I haven't been kicked out yet or asked to leave, but we've had good luck. So this has been the Air65 2 beta testing and slight review. I will go over more later when we get back home. All right, so we're going to do a little quick side-by-side comparison of all of these drones right here. First off, we have our Beta FPV 4M1 Air Series flight controller. I've had this drone for about 2 years now. I've beat the living crap out of it. This is probably one of the first ones I've had since it came out. I have a 3D printed canopy on here because I like to bash this one around a lot, and it also does not have the data transfer plug anymore. I don't know what happened to it. I looked at it one day and it just wasn't there. So that is one thing to note. Don't beat them up too hard. So moving on, this is the Beta FPV Meteor 75 Pro flight controller. It's the G4 5M1 matrix. I've swapped it over to this newbie drone durable frame and the Siege canopy just for fun. The differences on this board versus the new one, I would say, are just placement and thickness. This right here is the Air65 flight controller. This is actually the one that came on the Wisp that Beta FPV sent me. I just switched it over because I didn't want to break those cool frames. And then this right here, you will see the difference when I put it up close. Look at where the plug is, look at the difference in the flight controller shape. This one will look more like this board, so you will get some of the same kind of features on that, but they have upgraded the pads on this board. So if you don't want the plugs, I would recommend just getting the one without plugs, and then you'll see the big giant solder pads underneath. It looks like you can solder from the top as well, so that is kind of something to note. And now we're going to compare the two side by side. So this right here is the original Air65 Champion board. I've had this since it came out. Beta FPV did not send this to me. I bought this with my own money before they actually picked me up to make videos for them. Just really cool drone. I've had it since it came out. It's been about 1.5 years, I would say. The VTX just died on it. I used to run this at 400 milliwatts all the time. Please do not do that to your little drones. They don't like it when you do that. So real quick, let's compare. So let's put it straight up. This is the way that it would be facing forward, as well as this one. If you notice, the camera connector is in a further back location than it used to be. A couple things have moved around on the board as well. So if you just take a gander at those two, you can kind of see what's moved around. We won't talk about it too much. Now, notice how the grommet on the pink one is just connected into the frame, and then the flight controller actually mounts to the frame on the front in the original. They have removed the front of the board because, in theory, this is going to allow more space for the drone to make frontwards impacts and not depreciate any of the electronics that may get bumped around in those collisions. So I honestly, like, if you want to know, if you want Babu's honest opinion on this right here, I mess with it. I like it. I approve. I think this works. So I just want to say thank you guys for watching this review, watching me bash this little drone around and talk while I fly, while I try to fly. If you like this video and you want to see me walk around in stores and go outside, do some parkour stuff, go fly my drone around, stay tuned, because we are pursuing the YouTube road to glory this year. We're gonna kind of put down Instagram for a little bit, not as much, but we're just gonna focus more on YouTube and then gain our Instagram content from what we make for YouTube. So if you guys are interested in that, please subscribe, please check out the channel. I've got some other videos. I'm gonna be uploading some like old parkour content and some things for you guys to kind of watch in the meantime on my Instagram. So please check that out. If you don't follow me, it is just Babu FPV. Shout out to Beta FPV for sending me this drone. Thank you guys so much. I cannot be more pleased with your company and all that you guys do for me. You guys hook me up, you guys keep me in the air, and you keep that little guy happy right there. So big thank you to everybody who supports me You guys mean the world to me, and I appreciate all of your comments and support. So here's to another year of FPV, baby. Let's go!